let's just throw up the rating. Of course, yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, what else can I say? I mean, I'm gonna say a lot. We're gonna talk about this movie, but go watch it, please. So I just got out of seeing Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, aka Mission Impossible 8. 8th film in a franchise that's now 30 years old, which is incredible, and it's a franchise I have been watching since I was a kid, and it's a franchise that I've been loving since I was a kid, and I think now, right now, at this moment, you probably could have said it before, but I'm going to assert that this is the #1 action franchise ever. It tops any of the superhero franchises, it tops Fast and Furious, it tops Die Hard, and yes, it tops Bond. Mission Impossible 8, The Final Reckoning, is a freaking masterpiece on every single level. Which is shocking, because I was so scared going into this. I mean, this was my second most anticipated movie of the year, only coming before Avatar 3, we'll get later in the year. I was super excited for this heading into the year, but when I saw the reviews coming out of Cannes, coming out of from, some people that had seen the film, I started getting nervous, because this film has not really reviewed well. There's a lot of people saying this was really disappointing. I even saw one person compare it to The Rise of Skywalker, which is, only my least favorite movie of all time, so that scared me a bit. But I was stunned by the reviews and kind of the negativity coming out of this. It scared me, and it just kind of tempered my expectations, which I'm actually happy about, because I went into this expecting to potentially be disappointed, and I was not. I don't understand how anybody else could see the movie that I just watched and feel disappointed. I don't know what more you want from this man, because Tom Cruise laid it all out there in this movie. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna talk about what I loved. I'm not gonna spoil anything. So Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is essentially a part 2 to a 2-part story. These movies were originally called Dead Reckoning Part 1 and Part 2. They decided that is a terrible way to market movies nowadays, so they took out the Part 1 and Part 2 and just retitled them Dead Reckoning and Final Reckoning. If you didn't see the last movie, essentially the whole thing, there's this big AI thing that's trying to take over the world, and Tom Cruise's Ethan Hunt and his team of spies and IMF agents need to take down the big bad AI before it takes over the world and does some really bad damage. The main sort of quest in that first movie is this sort of fetch quest to get this key. There's a bunch of different parties after this key, mainly the main villain, Gabriel, who is trying to find the key, and you have all these different people kind of coming together to race to get this sort of thing. And that movie in and of itself was epic and amazing and action-packed and just a great thriller. And at the end of that movie, Tom Cruise has the key. So this movie's plot is essentially the AI is very close to blowing up the planet. And the only way to stop it from blowing up the planet is to partake on a mission that is quite impossible. And if there's any movie that earns this title, granted, every movie kind of earns the title, but this is the one where it's really like, yeah, that's a little impossible. My God, I don't even know where to start. This movie has a lot of great stuff going for it. First things first, yeah, the action. That's what you come for, right? There's a lot of great action spread throughout this movie. It actually is probably the least action-packed of any of these films, in the sense that a movie like Mission Impossible Fallout, number 6, it feels like from start to finish, it's just one big action sequence. Whereas this, there are long clumps of time where there isn't a lot of action. But when there is, my God, are these not the two best sort of action stunt sequences I have ever seen put on film? They are unbelievable. And the ending sequence, which I won't spoil really anything of it, but if you've seen a glimpse of it in the trailer of him hanging off a plane, you ain't seen nothing. It is insane. It is absolutely wild what this man did on that plane. I was clenching my butt cheeks the entire time. I was nervous as hell, and I knew he wasn't. Come on, he's not gonna die in real life. It's Tom Cruise. What a freaking movie. God damn, man. There's another sequence that involves a submarine thing that is also insane. There's so much going on here that really feels high intensity. There's so much tension. The stakes are super high. All of the actors and the characters here really are engaged in what's happening in this story. There are little story things that I can understand people not liking. Like the first 30 minutes of this movie is very clunky. It throws a lot of story at you at once. It's just tossing it, and there's so many different things happening, and it's very clear that they probably had a longer cut of this movie, and the majority of stuff that had been cut to slim this down to a still very lengthy 3 hours, came from that first act, because the first act does jump around really fast, and I hope there's like a 4-hour cut that eventually releases of this, because I would be seated to watch it. But that first act, I can understand people feeling like it's a little clunky. There's a lot of exposition in this movie, but that's not new to this franchise. There's always a lot of exposition in it. You just gotta kind of get over it, right? The exposition's fine. The story, at times, doesn't make a lot of sense, right? The main villain is a little cheesy, but at the end of the day, It all works. You have extremely high stakes that are set up super, super well. You have a mission that is complex, insanely impossible for Tom Cruise's Ethan Hunt to have to take down. You have smart twists and turns. You have interesting new characters, all the great returning characters. They find really intriguing ways to connect this movie's story arc to pretty much each and every one of the Mission Impossible movies. Some of those like little connections are shoehorned in. They're just thrown in, and at the end of the movie, you're really like, hey, they probably didn't need to do that. But they still made an effort to try to reward viewers who have been watching from the start. You know, there's a lot of people that haven't seen those older Mission Impossible movies. If you have, you are going to be rewarded for your time and effort in this film. And the movie comes to a conclusion that is so satisfying. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the last Mission Impossible. I don't even think they know. The vibe I kind of got from the ending of this movie is the same vibe I got from the end of John Wick 4, where they did the end of that movie in a way where it's like, we could say this is the last movie and everybody will be happy and satisfied, but if it makes a lot of money and they want us to make another one, we can. The story will make sense. This feels the same way. It's like, if this is the ending, and I almost want it to be the ending, it's fine. It works. It's satisfied. I don't know how you can go up from here. But if they decided to do another one, it also will make sense. And yet again, my opinion is this should be the last one. Not that I don't want to see Tom Cruise do another gigantic Mission Impossible movie. My God, I would love it. I don't know if you can go up from here. Now, granted, that might be a challenge. Just saying that. If Tom Cruise ever heard the words, I don't think you can go up from here, that might be enough of a challenge where he's like, we are definitely making MI9, baby. Because I know that determination in that crew that makes these movies where they're like, of course we could do more. Have you seen us? We could definitely do more. Because I genuinely don't think it's possible, like, to have higher stakes, to have higher budgeted action sequences, to have an ending that is so satisfying and brings everything together in a way that feels like a total conclusion to the story, to the characters, to the universe. I don't know. Granted, I said the same thing after Mission Impossible Fallout. I said, I don't know how you can go further than this. And they found a way. The ending of this movie is so insane. I don't think I've ever felt anything like it since, other than the first time I watched Inception, where you watch the ending of that movie and you're winded and you're like, did they? Like, is this real? And like, this almost seems too good to be true. Insane, man. I loved every second of this movie, and I could just ramble on and scream about this movie, but the one thing I will say, go watch it. Go watch this movie. Yes, it's 3 hours long. Yes, there's a lot of yapping and exposition in the movie, but my God, your time and your patience will be rewarded with some of the best action you'll ever see in your life, some of the most tense sequences ever put on a visual screen, and you're gonna see Tom Cruise risk his ass for your entertainment. And what else is there in film, right? What else do you want other than Tom Cruise risking his life for all of you, for us, for me? Go watch this movie. Best movie of the year. I mean, by far, as of now. Will it be topped? Maybe. Avatar 3 still coming. I'm sure there will be some great narrative-based movies. There will not be a better action movie than this all year. I can promise you that. Is this the best movie in the franchise? I don't think so. Which is wild, because this is the best movie in just about any other franchise. If you take this movie, put it in any other franchise, probably the best movie. In Mission Impossible, it might be like number 3 or number 4. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because I will be releasing my ranking at some point this week, and we'll figure it out. Thank you guys for watching. Like this video, subscribe for more notifications. I'll see you in the next one.